Well, we've seen a fair amount, Scott, of the same sort of protection, I'll call it, people buying big upside calls in the VIX. And that's something that you would expect. You know I'm going to say this as well, that Pete and I focus on volume, volatility, and velocity. So did we have volume? Yes. I mean, we exploded in volume, like 20-plus million more contracts on the option side than we've been seeing in the last several weeks. The last 2 days, that is. And today it looks like it'll be another one in the record books. So that volume is there. The velocity, obviously there with that bounce that Jim so accurately called for yesterday. And then you've got the volatility. Yeah, we spiked up to basically the highs that we've been at in the last year. Today, Scott, I'll note that 72,000 of the March 70 calls in the VIX were purchased. That's 7.2 million share equivalent. Again, a very big trade, the sort of trade that Nancy and I pay a lot of attention to. And I think a lot of people have now got some of that protection that they need, Scott. I'd point out just one more thing quickly, that one of the reasons that I think that we may have been very close to that bottom was the volume, certainly that velocity move off the volume, but also that the Fed can't just walk away from the stock market. They're not going to be there to support the GameStops and all those things that Jim said and Chanos was implying strongly as well. And they're not going to be just have the markets back. But on the other hand, if they crush the market, that means businesses won't spend. That means businesses hunker down, they hold cash, they get rid of employees and all that kind of stuff, all of which would be bad. So that's why I think Powell will still talk tough, but they won't do much. And that's been my prediction for the whole year, and that's where I think we are.
Proof is going to be in the pudding. We're going to see.
Sure.
Doc. Nancy Davis, do you want to comment on what Jon Najarian was talking about?
Yeah, I think Jon's points are all great. I think the big point is investors need to be diversified, and having volatility as an asset class, using long volatility especially. Short volatility is correlated with equities, but long volatility can be a diversifier. And I think the start of 2022 has been a reminder to investors that stocks and bonds can sell off together. It's all about correlations and having a diversified portfolio. And a little bit of a lot of things that are different can really help, especially investors who have that traditional 60-40 portfolio. So definitely owning some amount of volatility, whether it's equity vol or fixed income vol or commodity vol, anything with an options market has a volatility market, because volatility goes into pricing options.
It's great to have you today, Nancy. Thank you. And thanks for your patience in sticking over the break. I'll see you soon. That's Nancy Davis of Quadratic. Jon Najarian, thank you as well. I appreciate your views. Jon's brother, Pete, is making moves as well. Not on the show today with us, but he is going to call in next as well to share with all of you what he is doing in this wild and crazy market. There's your look at the major averages. Dow's down 376. Again, was down a little more than 800.